everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Seib. This is my Seibtribe family channel. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button so you know every time I upload a new video. Okay, so let's just get right into this video. Today was it is super hot outside, and Bodhi and I originally started filming this video outside in my front yard, and Bodhi found the hose and a squirt bottle, and then you can probably imagine what happened after that. The series of events were not good for my camera and not good for my hair, so I moved inside, but Bodhi might make an appearance. Okay, so 3 toddler tips for preschool readiness. And when I say preschool, you guys, I am talking about any type of facility that is outside your house. It might be a play-based, it might be Montessori, it could be Reggio Emilio, it could be just a strictly academic, it could be a daycare center, whatever that may look and feel like. I am saying that this is just 3 tips and tricks to help your child transition into that type of social setting and get them ready for what's expected of them. Okay, so number one, give your child as many opportunities to be independent. So what do I mean by that? I mean picking their own clothes out of their own drawer. So in Bodhi's room, his dressers are all pretty eye level, which means I have all of his clothes that he is able to get to by himself. His pants, his shirts, his socks, his long sleeves, etc., etc. So in the morning, we'll get up. Oftentimes we'll talk about the weather. Oh, it looks like the sun is shining really bright today. What type of clothes should we wear today? So it's having that conversation about the weather, and then it's Bodhi being independent to go ahead and open that drawer all by himself and choosing what he wants to wear. School setting, most times it's not just them. Oftentimes it can be, 10 kids, 12 kids, and maybe 2 to 4 teachers in the classroom. So the more independent skills your child has, the better equipped they will be to be able to transition into that type of setting. If the teacher is helping, another student put their shoes on, helping another student put their lunch away, and your child, all they want to do is put their jacket on, that could become a very frustrating situation. And I've seen this time and time and again. We oftentimes overlook those simple tasks that are difficult to do as a toddler, putting your own jacket on. So practicing, give them so many opportunities to be independent. We practice putting our shirts on by ourselves in the morning, putting our pants on by ourselves in the morning. Lord knows that does not happen all the time, you guys. I mean, half the times I have to strangle my child like an alligator just to get him to put pants on. So it doesn't work every time, but it works a lot of the time. Okay, another example of being independent, having your toddler bring their dishes to the sink. Every time Bodhi is done eating, I have him say, oh, if we are finished, we can either put our food in the trash or we can put our dish in the sink. What will you choose? So he is responsible. He's learning responsibility, and he's learning how to put his food or his dishes away. Of snacks that I am okay with my kid eating at all times at a very low and convenient level in our pantry. So if Bodhi comes up to me and he says num-nums or he says hungry, I say, well, did you check your basket? And asking him that question means, did you go and search your basket first before coming to ask me for food? So it's giving him that independence. I am allowing him to go ahead and choose the snacks that he wants to eat in the pantry. And that gives him, again, that's giving him choices, that's giving him responsibility, that's giving him options. Giving them their own opportunities to do things for themselves and to feel really good about it. When Bodhi does things by himself, he'll always say, Bodhi did it, and we get really excited, and I cheer him on, and I praise him, and I tell him, oh, you're so smart, you're so brave, you're so, blah, 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 fill in the blank. But really creating that empowerment in your child creates independence, which creates lifelong blocks in their head to continue to grow and take risks and to want to learn even more. Cut me off eventually. Number 2 is sight words and just letters and being able to familiarize yourself with letters and words and the combination of letters. An example of this is names, B-O-D-H-I. We have Bodhi's name all over our house. I have it on the walls. I have it on his cupboard where he gets his own dishes out. I have it above his table in his room. We've had these on our walls since he was a year old, you guys. And it wasn't like I was drilling it into his head, you have to learn these letters at 1 year old. That's insane. That's insanity. But what I was doing is starting to build the foundation so that Bodhi would visually, he would see these letters every single day. And just seeing something every single day, you become familiar with it, you remember it. It's something that when you see, you're like, oh, I know what that is. So even without pounding Bodhi, B-O-D-H-I, into his head every single day, now Bodhi is 2.5 and he can tell me B-O-D-H-I. And it's because he has seen his name all over the house for over a year, and we talk about the sounds and the letters and what letter does your name start with, and so over time you can gradually build that type of conversation and make it more tailored to the maturity level. But I'm telling you, he sees his name all over the house. If we are out at the grocery store, we are at a friend's house, we are out and about, and Bodhi sees any of those letters, he'll say, Mama, B, Mama, I, Mama, O. And he gets so excited. And what he's doing is he's making that connection. He's taking what he has seen in his home and he's applying that to the outside world, which is ultimately what we want as parents. Now apply that to a classroom setting. I cannot tell you how many times, sometimes our goal in the classroom would just be for children to recognize their own name. If we were sitting in circle time, oftentimes we'd put their names as placeholders on the floor to help create a circle and to practice body space and respect. And I cannot tell you how many times children would not be able to recognize their name. And that would be totally fine. I don't think it makes your child any more intelligent. I don't think it makes them any smarter. But what I do think it gives them the benefit of being able to recognize things faster. And then they can take that information and apply it to something else. So finding their name, what do these letters look like? I know that my name has this letter B in it, so I'm going to look for this name. When my child takes his lunchbox out and his name is on his lunchbox, I can either say, please find your blue lunchbox, or please find the lunchbox that has the letter B on it. So, again, applying this to a preschool setting, if your child is able to recognize letters, recognize certain words, recognize letters together, even if they're not in the correct order, your child will have those skills to just take leaps and bounds. I mean, it's pretty amazing just what consistency will do and just having sight words all over the house will do, even if you're not having that direct daily conversation about it. This has been awesome. We also have a name song that we sing all the time. It's the Bodhi name song. It's super cheesy. I will spare you the song, but since he was a baby, a newborn child, I have sang the name song. And Bodhi has learned how to spell his name with the name song. I made it up one day, super cheesy, but I am telling you, these types of little tricks and hacks work. Make it fun, make it something that they see every day. Make it something that they are talking about every day. Make it part of the conversation. So definitely incorporating sight words into your home will be very helpful for preschool. Next trick to preschool readiness is super simple, you guys. It's just ask questions. When you find a school or a preschool or a daycare or whatever, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. What does this schedule look like? What is expected of my child? How do you handle behavior and consequences? Routine look like every single day? Do your research. The better prepared you are as a parent, the better prepared you can prepare your child to enter that type of setting. Try experimenting and implementing some of those techniques in your home. And I'm sure that you probably already do that now, but being able to mimic and to be consistent what is happening at school and what is happening at home, if you can marry those two together, it makes a world of a difference. And if the expectations are the same, what you're expected at school can be very similar to what is expected to you at home. When you're at school, do you need to clean up after yourself? Yes, I'm sure you probably do. Okay, at home, we are gonna really work up at cleaning up after yourself. Let's see, at school, are you responsible for washing your hands after you have lunch? Probably so. So at home, you are going to be responsible for washing your hands before you have lunch. So it's having the same consistency in both the home and the school, marrying them together, and it just becomes, when you marry the two together, everything just runs smoother. I know as a teacher, come Monday, oh man, we got the Monday scaries, you guys, because after the weekend happened Saturday and Sunday, kids would come back and it was like, holy moly, they forgot how to be, they forgot how to sit in a chair. They forgot how to walk to the door appropriately. And it was regrouping after the weekend. And I mean, you guys, please, the weekends are for having fun and spending time with family. And it's not necessarily about just drilling your children with these school things. But the more consistent you can be in your home, then the more naturally things will happen inside and outside the classroom. I hope that makes sense. So that is number 3. Ask parents who have been in that classroom, what is the experience like for your child? Do you feel like your child has been learning and gaining new skills? Do you feel like the teacher handles behavior and consequences appropriately? Do you feel like they are feeling confident and secure in their learning? Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask. If your child is going to go somewhere and you are paying a pretty dollar, because oh my goodness, you guys, I mean, school and childcare is so expensive. I don't know how people do it nowadays. If you're paying a pretty penny, girl, get your money's worth. Get your money's worth. You want your kid to, be happy, to be successful, to be confident, to make friends. There's so many little different aspects about going to school. It's not just academics. It's not just learning their name and how to count to 10. It is about learning respect, learning how to get along and socialize appropriately. It's about learning how to work with other kids and take turns and patience. So there's all these different little boxes that need to be checked. So tip number 3 is do your research. Ask questions about the school. Ask parents who have been in that classroom. Get as much information as possible so that you can mirror your home life and the school life together and be on the same page. Do not stress. You're going to be just fine. The choices and decisions you make, you know your child better than anybody else. You're going to make the right decisions, and it can be a learning process for everybody. So really and truly, you guys, this is a very, very, very long video. I hope that made sense. 3 toddler tips for preschool readiness. Number 1, give them as many opportunities to be as independent as possible. Let them pick their own clothes out. Let them put their dishes away. Let them help feed the dog. Number 2, use sight words in your house. Talk about letters and numbers. And as on that note, please write in appropriate grammar. So capital letter is B, lowercase o, lowercase d, lowercase h, and I. So many times children come into my classroom and they write in all caps. Fantastic. I am so proud of you that you have those skills to be able to write in all capital letters. But when you are continuing your education and you start to write sentences, the correct grammatical way is to write with the first letter being capital and then the rest lowercase. The first letter of the sentence being capital and the rest lowercase. Practice this correct grammatical format now. Okay, number 3 is ask questions when you get to school. Ask parents, ask the teachers questions, and marry the school setting and the home setting to kind of meet each other in the middle. The more consistency you have, the better reflection you will see in home and the better reflection you will see at school. And number 4, you guys, just throwing it in there, is just don't stress about it. Don't stress. We're all in this together. Okay, you guys, that was a very long video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the bell notification button, thumbs up, comment, and I will see you next time. Mwah. Bye.